Hey, what's up, champions? Donnie Bovine here, CEO and founder of Success Champions Networking, author of Endless Stream of Referrals, and the founder of the Badass Business Summit. This year, I'm excited. We're bringing the Badass Business Summit back to Fort Worth, Texas, September 22nd through the 24th, and this is going to be an event like no other. 23 amazing speakers all around the idea of business development, business growth, and how to scale your business. Networking at a level that you have never seen before. Attendees last year said this is the best business conference and event they have ever attended. You will walk away with actionable insight, tangible things that you can use in your business. This isn't a conference where you're going to come and just come lead with pages and pages of notes and never implement. You will be taking actions during the event, working on your business so you can build to business freedom that you set out to create here through everything. You're going to grow your business with amazing get shit done individuals that will inspire you to go bigger and louder. So the Badass Business Summit takes place live in Fort Worth, Texas, September 22nd through the 24th. We have one goal and mission to get you in the right mindset and giving you the skills that allow you to grow and ultimately scale your business. It is the one business growth event you can't afford to miss. Get your tickets at badassbusinesssummit.com, and we are excited to see you there.
Hey champions, it's Kevin Snow. Welcome to the Badass Business Summit Speaker Series. We're on episode 3, and I am your substitute host today again. Donnie has got a couple more podcast interviews for the new book, Fuck the Focus, which is out on Amazon right now, so please go check that out as well. But we are here each week. We're introducing you to the badasses that we're bringing on stage this September 22nd through the 24th for the Badass Business Summit in Fort Worth, Texas. Tickets are available now, and we do still have a few VIPs left that you can purchase and get in all the extra bonuses and all the extra fun at the summit as well. Today, we're being joined by Mr. Steven Wallace. He is a first-time speaker at the summit. He is a founder of the Wallace Business Consulting Firm, and he also does business insurance. He is focused on helping his owners of the companies he works with see the value of their hard work, put on their sales hat, and get serious about how they can grow, implement business development ideas, and protect all their hard work and results along the way. He works with the most driven and motivated people who appreciate the results that their efforts create and want to make sure that it's creating a legacy for their family. Steve thinks that the best way to create an amazing life is to stop helping someone else reach their goals as an employee and start reaching your own goals by opening a business. So everyone, please let's welcome Mr. Steve Wallace to the show. Hey, Steve, how are you doing today?
Hey, Kevin, I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. This is awesome. Thanks for waiting, by the way.
Yeah, this is really cool. So you're a first-time summit goer and summit speaker. We're gonna pop your bubble, all at once with everything.
Good, man.
So we're gonna ask two different questions because I have all kinds of stuff I want to know about. So first question is, what are you most excited about for the summit this year? What are you expecting to get out of it?
Yeah. So what I'm most excited about for the summit is to be around my tribe. I'm that perpetually unemployable because I'm self-employed guy. And when I hang out with all my employee friends and talk about business, they just don't get it. Like I can see their eyes glaze over like this. And not going to lie, over time, that gets awfully annoying. I'm like, am I even hanging out with the right people? Nah, I'm kidding. But I'm excited to get around a whole bunch of people who are my tribe, who understand the world that I live in professionally and personally, because the overlap is so deep. It takes a rare breed of person to hang in my crowd for the long term, because when someone else is out there talking about sports, I'm probably talking about business development.
Well, But that's really true. And Donnie and I talk about it on the podcast a lot. That whole idea, you have to, as a business owner, you have to have people around you that understand the whole concept of business ownership. I have friends from a multitude of different groups. I have people that I worked with at old companies. I have veterans that I deployed with or served with, and a lot of them aren't business owners. And when I start talking about the business owner stuff, and especially when you start talking about any of the challenges or struggles you're having, they don't get it, and they try to be helpful and they want to be supportive, so they say things. They just don't say the right things, and they actually say things that don't help and that make the frustration worse. So, I think having that tribe is really key. And that is one of the really cool things about the Badass Business Summit is all the people that come to it are all in that place where they're trying to aggressively grow their business, and they're trying to figure out, how do I get past this roadblock? How do I overcome this choke point? And they're all there actively sharing ideas. And that's one of the coolest things we've discovered over the past few years is that no one's there for themselves. They're all there to share.
Right. Yeah. And I'm excited to share what got me there too. This organization is great. I think the Success Champion Networking and the Badass Business Summit is going to be incredible.
Yeah. So you're a first time speaker. So you jumped in as launched a chapter for us for Success Champions Networking, and then you're like, "Ooh, I need to speak at the summit thing." So you put in the application for that, and you got accepted. So you're going to be talking about putting your sales hat on in your business and really focusing on how you adopt that sales business mindset and that mentality. So what does that mean to you?
So for those of you who aren't familiar with putting on a hat, I'm sure listening, I hope you know that by now you are everything. You wear every hat in your business, your marketing hat, your HR hat, your success, your customer success and customer service hat. The sales hat is just another hat that we put on that people don't actually want to put on or don't put on often enough. And it's related to everything business development. That's what that means. And it's from a broad picture perspective. It's making it easy for people to buy from you. It's making it, it's actually taking action and not relying on your calendar to schedule every freaking thing out. Like if someone replies to an email that says, "Yeah, let's hop on a call," and they drop your number, call them. It's really simple, easy, tangible, repeatable stuff that people forget about all the time because we live in a virtual age and everything needs to be, nothing against automation. I love that stuff. Delegate and automate. I say that all the time, but at some point the human element takes over and you have to put your sales hat on and make it easy for people to work with you. And sometimes that's just taking a simple, repeatable step, and that's awesome. And that's almost always a sales hat conversation. I don't know if that answers your question or not, Kevin.
Yeah, it does. And I think one of the big challenges for a lot of business owners, especially ones that are just starting out, and thinking back to when I launched Time on Target, the second time actually I launched Time on Target, I had it in my head that I was growing this really amazing business. And so I started doing all the things I thought a CEO should do. So I started doing, I started working on a website. I started working on marketing stuff. I built out a culture deck for the company. So I have this really cool culture slideshow that I can show everyone. But I did all these really cool things that, and I was talking to other CEO types. It's like, yeah, I'm working on the corporate culture and putting all that together. It sounded really awesome. But it didn't grow my business. It wasn't anything that was sales oriented. And I think a lot of times as new business owners, we get sucked into all the stuff we think we need to be doing that makes us feel like a business owner, as opposed to stuff we actually need to do that actually grows the business.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Nailed it. You took the words out of my mouth. Is there a question in there? No, I'm kidding.
No. All right, so I need to be more direct next time. But even as you grow the business, it keeps going. You have all these other things that pull you away, especially when you have a more mature business where you have multiple clients. Now you have all customer service stuff. You have billing issues. You have vendor issues. You have all these hats, like you said, that you have to wear. So, in your mind, how do you keep the sales hat on, the forefront?
I don't, that's a great question. That's a really, really great question. How do you keep it on? Well, I think the first thing that comes to mind is realizing that every single one of us is in sales, whether or not we realize it. So, well, what does that mean, Steve? Make it tangible. Okay, if you're a salaried employee, say HR or compliance, your job fundamentally is to justify the money the company's paying you. You have to at least save them that much money or that much headache. If you're finding a job, your job is to find the job. Reach out to as many people as possible. Network as much as possible. More tangibly, how do we put the sales hat on? We have to realize that at some point in time, no one's going to get out there and be the boots on the ground and the hands shaking hands for us unless we're the ones doing it. So one, we're all in sales. So adopt that mentality early and often, whether it be to keep your job, grow within your organization, and impress people. Impressing people is a business development skill set, right? Being able to build trust and reliability, not in a salesy way, but being able to build trust and reliability and being able to offer up advice is a sales skill, right? And secondly is what I mentioned before, that we all have to have put on our sales hat.
Yeah, it's really interesting when I talk to different CEOs, and I'm in a few different CEO groups on Facebook where people ask sales questions about how to generate more sales for their business. And the response I get when I tell these CEOs that they need to be the number one salesperson for their company, and if they can't sell their product or service, they're going to be screwed.
Yeah.
And the response that I get is really interesting because, everyone jumps to that idea of, especially I do a ton of stuff in the tech world. So, that software as a service startup mentality is I need to go out and I hire a bunch of people because I have funding. So we're going to spend money. They jump right to, I need to hire salespeople. I'm like, no, you need to go sell yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a business, no one is in a better position than a business owner to go sell their product and service because it's their baby.
Mm-hmm. How are you going to unleash a sales team on whatever their target markets are on the buying world if they don't have a sales process that you built and that works? Like, hey, here's a trash script, here's a trash market, here's a trash automation. Hey, go use it. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. And when they struggle, how are you going to coach them? We had this conversation with the CEO, Donnie and I did. We were talking to him about how he's growing his business. And he's like, hey, I really think I just need to go hire a couple salespeople. We're like, all right, cool. So what are you selling right now? Tell us what you're doing for sales activities. And literally he had none.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just asked him, all right, so you hire salespeople and they ask you, hey, how do I close this deal? What are you going to tell them?
Yeah.
And he literally sat there. He's like, I have no idea. And I'm like, well, then you're not ready to have salespeople if you can't answer those questions, because you are the one they're going to come to and say, hey, I have this deal. Here's where we're at. I'm having this issue getting them closed. What should I do?
I think it's a really sorry, Kevin, my bad.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think it's a really fun question to ask someone in that position. Hey, are you hiring a sales staff because you need to save yourself time? Or are you hiring a sales staff because you're trying to replicate yourself?
Yeah, exactly. And there's total difference. And there's a ton of things you can do if it's a time-saving thing. There's a ton of things you can do to free up time and make it easier to manage more people in your pipeline. So that you can really dial in the process and all the scripting and all the messaging, and then bring in the sales team, because now you have that process and that system that they can fall in on it. It's going to set them up for success.
Yeah.
But it all goes back to, hey, you need to go out and sell your stuff. If you can't get into conversations, your salespeople are going to struggle. If you can't get into conversations and sell, where's the revenue going to come during that ramp period?
To touch on that just for a second, that's why I like working with people who are business development minded. They might not know all the answers. They might be as far from perfect as you can find, but they're interested in learning how to get better. And the conversation easily pivots from making a sale to taking steps way back and understanding their brand, understanding who their target markets are, what their pain points are, how they solve them, why they solve them. What do you say when your target market presents a problem that you can help solve? How do you not be salesy? Like, these are all just data-driven steps in a sales process that get you to the finish line or get you to the 1 yard line. And if you know all the answers along the way, a conversation with a prospective client is going to go a lot easier than if you're just fumbling, falling forward, failing forward, whatever the freaking phrase is, man. I don't know.
There is something to say for that when you're getting started, though.
For sure.
And to just get out there and do it and fuck it up.
Yeah.
You know, go out there and get on a sales call and just have it just go horrible.
Yeah.
And get off the call. It's like, oh, what the fuck did I just do? And then being able to look at it and say, oh, well, here's what, I shouldn't have said this because I said this, and then that just everything with the, hell in a handbasket. I should do this differently, and be able to have that conversation with yourself. And it goes back to just going out and doing, taking action. And getting in front of people and having conversations. Donnie and I do that all the time with our new stuff. Whenever we have something new, we'll get in conversations with people, start talking about it, and see what sticks. And it's like, oh, I said that, and that didn't work at all. But, this people resonated with. We've been posting about the summit, and Donnie's had a couple posts where we've sold tickets right off the post on LinkedIn. So we're like, all right, so what was the language? And we literally just go in and look at it. It's like, here's what I said, this sold a ticket. What about it sold a ticket? What is not on our website? What's not in our other messaging that we need to tweak? So it's, it's being able to go out and look at everything that's happening and then figure out, use those data points, say, all right, so what's the similarities between these sales? What is causing all these to happen? What's causing these not to happen? So that you can keep driving forward.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I imagine you gleaned some really, really awesome knowledge from those posts.
Yeah, it's we had another one the other day. It's like, oh, we sold another ticket. Awesome. What did you say different in this one? Or was it a rehash of a specific theme? And that's really key. It's funny when I work with my clients, we always talk about the buyer cycle. What are the questions that the buyer is asking themselves and trying to get answers from the vendor about to be able to move forward in their purchase decision process. When I ask clients about that, all right, so, how does your buyer make a buying decision? What questions are they asking themselves? They usually don't know. They don't get into the head of their buyer. It's really, well, here's how I sell. Well, where'd you get that from? Oh, I got this free download from this website. And so they're using someone else's process and not even applying it to their product or service. I'm like, awesome, sweet. So let's work on that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
It's all people looking for the easy button.
Yeah, I really think, what was it, Staples? I really think Staples ruined some industries when they created that button. Wait, no, this is easy. Who said this was easy?
Yeah, I had an easy button for a while, and that used to be a thing for teams when they'd be doing something. I'm like, yeah, and I'd hit that's too easy, and that'd be the thing that's like, oh, crap, we need to dig deeper. That's that's not it. But it's true. It's literally people, and that's why you see all those horrible ads on Facebook and LinkedIn. It's like, triple your revenue in 30 days using my tried and true process.
Solution, by the way, it works for everyone all the time. It's all you ever need to do. By the way,
exactly. Unfortunately, it doesn't. They have more people who buy their stuff that it gets zero results than they do the people that they're highlighting with. They went from $10,000 a month to $1 million a month in revenue. Really, they did that in 60 days and did no scaling and no operational changes whatsoever. All right.
Yep. Oh, and my favorite, Kevin, is when someone was in an industry, take insurance, for example, and then it was knocking the cover off the ball on insurance, making $1 million. And now they have their own consulting agency where they teach others to do it. Like, have you ever looked at a comp plan on insurance? Like if you're making $1 million a year, you're never looking back. You're unemployable.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Why would you change what
why
you're
would you
doing?
change?
So, yeah,
Yeah.
the margins on consulting and teaching that stuff is not as big as if you're
Yeah,
making
no
$1
way.
million on your insurance premiums. So,
Exactly.
Summit, one of the things we
Mm.
talked about was a tribe. And one of the cool things about the Summit, and you're going to get to experience this, is, it's not just a bunch of people sitting in front of speakers. And it's not just people listening to other people talk. We actually this year we added in a new type of breakout session. So last year we had the general keynote sessions, everyone in one room, one speaker on the big stage, and then we had breakouts where it was two speakers just teaching. This year we have the whole workshop concept thrown in, and this was feedback from our attendees last year, where people these are a little longer sessions, but people are actually going to get in front of the speaker, and they're going to walk through a process, and they're going to leave those events with actual tools that they can implement immediately in their business. They're actually going to be engaging with their participants and working on their business.
Yeah,
And
it's not just a listen. It's hey, have some takeaways.
yeah,
Bring this home.
we've all been to those conferences. I go to a couple digital marketing ones where you go and you leave with like pages, like a notebook full of notes, and you're like, this is awesome, I'm going to do so much stuff when I get home. And then you get home, it's like, crap, I have this 3-page to-do list from being gone for 4 days that I now got to do that. And then you don't look at your notes, and nothing ever happens, because now you have to try and refigure out what your notes were. You have to build stuff, you have to figure out implementation. We're going to take you through all that at the summit. So you're going to leave the summit with stuff that you can implement immediately. Maybe a couple little tweaks and some fine polishing before you put it out to the world, but you're actually going to have a plan that you can implement right away, because you're actually going to interact with all the other members.
Love it. That's awesome. We all need that stuff.
Yeah, and it's cool. And you're going to leave with relationships. Last year, the relationships were so cool. We had spontaneous karaoke breakout at one of the receptions, one of the after-hour events. So that's now a thing. We added that to the schedule this year. So everyone, if you are attending, you will hear Steve sing karaoke this year.
You will, and you will never want to hear it again.
So, but it's those types of relationships, and that's the kind of stuff that you can get from the Badass Business Summit that you aren't going to get from other business development conferences. So, final thoughts about the summit, what you're presenting, business ownership, or any other topics you want to bring up.
Yeah, well, I'll touch real brief on what I'll be talking about on the stage, which is putting your sales hat on. But this applies to everybody, and I'll try to keep this really short and fast. But like, there are people who are like, I don't need my business hat on. I don't need my sales hat on because I'm referral only. Awesome. This is just for you. This is just for you, because put your sales hat on and go find more referral partners. We're not talking about selling to a new type of market and directly pitching people. We're talking about how do we implement simple, repeatable, tangible ways to grow your business in a way that fits your business model. So whatever iteration or stage of business you're in, it's for you. It's finding a way to sell and have your sales hat on in a way that you need to receive it.
Yeah, that is so true. There's so many different ways that as business owners we need to sell. It's selling to your clients, it's selling to referral partners. For some businesses at a certain point, it's selling to investors and selling them on that idea of how you can actually grow and make a really big company that'll make them money too. So, as a CEO, a business owner, you are always selling in some form. It's
Right.
not just the client-based one that everyone immediately thinks about. So, thank you so much, Steve, for being with us here today for
You bet.
all
Thanks,
of
Kevin.
Yeah, definitely. For everyone else, Donnie will be back next week with another one of our speakers. So remember, September 22nd through the 24th in Fort Worth, Texas, the Badass Business Summit. Tickets are on sale right now. You can go to badassbusinesssummit.com. You see it scrolling across the bottom of our screen. There's 2 levels of tickets. You can get our standard ticket for $197 or the VIP ticket for $397, and that actually gets you 2 extra workshops with Donnie, a pre-summit workshop, and the opportunity to actually be on stage at the summit and do a quick presentation. So there's a lot of benefits if you want to be the VIP and get the full value out of the summit. So we look forward to seeing you all there, and have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, Kevin.
Hey, what's up, champions? Donnie Bovine here, CEO and founder of Success Champions Networking, author of Endless Stream of Referrals, and the founder of the Badass Business Summit. This year... Hey, what's up, champions? Donnie Bovine here, CEO and founder of Success Champions Networking, author of Endless Stream of Referrals, and the founder of the Badass Business Summit. This year, I'm excited. We're bringing the Badass Business Summit back to Fort Worth, Texas, September 22nd through the 24th, and this is going to be an event like no other. 23 amazing speakers all around the idea of business development, business growth, and how to scale your business. Networking at a level that you have never seen before. Attendees last year said this is the best business conference and event they have ever attended. You will walk away with actionable insight, tangible things that you can use in your business. This isn't a conference where you're going to come and just leave with pages and pages of notes and never implement. You will be taking actions during the event, working on your business so you can build to business freedom that you set out to create here through everything. You're going to grow your business with amazing get shit done individuals that will inspire you to go bigger and louder. So the Badass Business Summit takes place live in Fort Worth, Texas, September 22nd through the 24th. We have one goal and mission to get you in the right mindset and giving you the skills that allow you to grow and ultimately scale your business. It is the one business growth event you can't afford to miss. Get your tickets at badassbusinesssummit.com, and we are excited to see you there.